Happy Monday, everybody. Welcome to Talking to Myself, episode number 22. Actually, hold on. Is it episode number 22? I should have fact checked this. We are episode number 22. My apologies that I should have checked that to start. How's everyone doing? Happy Monday. Like I said earlier, it is a very gloomy, dark, gross day in Boston. It has been like summertime weather for the last week, and now all of a sudden we just got hit with rain, thunderstorms. It's going to be like this for the next week. If this is what we have to go through to get to the summer, I guess this is what we have to do. But I hope everyone's having a good Monday so far. The weather's shitty. I'm still having a good day. Got up early, filmed some shorts, filmed a video for tomorrow. Now I'm here filming Talk to Myself. Appreciate you all for being here. Hopefully everyone had a good last week. We have some good topics to talk about today. We are going to be talking about myself and a few of my former coworkers actually getting featured in Logan Paul, Jake Paul, the Paul brothers' new show on HBO Max, which is a very crazy thing to have happened. We'll start off with that. We'll get into that. And then I'm going to be talking about the new Thunderbolts and Sinners movies that I haven't seen yet, but this week I plan on seeing both of them. They both look phenomenal. I'll get into it later. Some sports talk, Celtic stuff. Then we'll get to comments of the week. But let's start off with my feature in the new Logan Paul, Jake Paul show. So the show is called, Logan Paul Show on Max. So this show, I think it debuted a few weeks ago, maybe a month ago. It's called Paul American. So global sports and entertainment superstars Jake and Logan Paul pull back the curtain for their latest venture, a family reality TV show. Just what everyone was asking for. There's like 6 episodes out now or something. I'm not too sure how many there are going to be in total. It has 2-star rating on IMDb. Negative 1,151. I don't know what that's out of, but yeah, it's gotten terrible reviews. I haven't seen a single episode, but I had my fantasy football. I wanted to talk about fantasy football. I knew there was one other thing that I wanted to talk about when I was putting down the rundown. And that's what it was. I remembered it as I'm talking through the show. We'll get to that after this. I'm doing a fantasy football draft in a dynasty league, so you do the rookie draft every year. It's 3 rounds. We do it on Sleeper too, not ESPN, and you just draft the rookie class essentially. So the draft was at 7, and I'm in there before just talking to some people, Nick and Brian, trying to get some trades done. And my buddy Nick first said to me like, "Oh, congrats on the show, the reality show." Now, there are some comments I get on videos which I don't agree with. Some people say I kind of look like Logan Paul in like some ways, like with different haircut. I don't see it at all, but there are people that have said that. So in my head, I'm thinking, oh, he's just fucking with me, joking about me looking like him for whatever reason. Minutes later, just completely another conversation, not related at all to the previous one. This kid, my friend Brian, goes, "Congrats on being on the show." And I'm like, dude, are you guys fucking with me? Like, did you plan something out beforehand to mess with me? I don't know what you're talking about. He's like, no, like you were featured in the new Logan Paul show on Max. And he sent me a screenshot. So in episode 5, maybe like 40 minutes in, they're showing clips. I didn't watch the full thing. Again, I'm not going to watch this, but they're showing his match against LA Knight last SummerSlam. And they're showing he did a move to the outside, I believe, and they're showing people reacting to it, like content creators, people on YouTube. So they're showing that, and they're showing the clips. The very last clip that they showed was me, Johnny, and Ben from when we were at Lumberland reacting to a Logan Paul moment. Now, the kicker, the craziest thing about this is they used a clip of us of reacting to something completely different of Logan Paul's. When we made that video at Lumberland that they used, it had to have been in 2022. I want to say we were reacting to his very first WrestleMania match or his first wrestling match or something. But they took that footage thinking or just putting it with a moment that happened 2 years later. So what we were reacting to had nothing to do with what they were showing on the TV, which was and it's so funny. Like, I don't know if the producer or someone like didn't see the time, like the timeline didn't match up or something. And also, I'm wearing a mask on my face because I probably was just coming off of having COVID or I was sick or something. You can't see my reaction. Ben doesn't like barely reacts at all, and Johnny does react a little bit, but I'm watching that and I'm thinking barely any of us reacted. Like, why the fuck did they show? Why the fuck did they show that clip? Like, out of the thousands of clips there have to be online, I'm honored. And if the producer of the show, if you're watching this, Logan Paul, if you're watching this, I appreciate it. That's so fucking cool. But it made no sense. And I would have found 1,000 other content creator reaction videos to have used because ours was not great. But it is still a very cool, fun fact, I guess, that I am featured on a documentary or a reality TV show about the Paul brothers on HBO Max. That's my life. That's 2025 for you. But yeah, just something I really wanted to talk about. Super random, but hey, I mean, I've been a Logan Paul defender as far as wrestler goes. So, hey, maybe this is just them being like, hey, thanks for your support. We're going to put you in the show. Anyways, let's move on. Let's talk about fantasy football that I was alluding to earlier. And I can't believe I forgot that. We had the rookie draft. I'll be honest with you guys, I didn't have good picks. I had 4 picks. I had 2 in the second, 2 in the third. So no first round picks this year. The top guys that got taken were the running back, Gianti, whatever the hell his name is, the running back, and then who was the other? Was it a receiver? Tatoria McMillan. I definitely mispronounced that. Wide receiver from, I believe he went to Auburn or something like that. Arizona, excuse me. Those are the top 2 picks. I ended up getting, who fell to me? I ended up getting Jaden Higgins, the wide receiver drafted by Houston. I got Jaden Blue, running back for the Cowboys. They have Javonte Williams now. Ollie Gordon, running back for the Dolphins. And Mason Taylor, the tight end for the Jets. I think my top pick was my top pick was Jaden Higgins. I went Higgins and then Taylor. Those are my 2 second round picks. My team right now is pretty, like, I'll be honest with you, pretty stacked with like young guys and vets. Like, my starting quarterbacks are Drake May and Jordan Love. You get 2 quarterbacks. So I'm pretty solid there. At wide receiver, I have Jamar Chase, Jackson Smith from Seattle, and Zay Flowers. And I got Brock Bowers. Last year, I had 2 first round picks and I took Drake May and Brock Bowers. So that kind of, those 2 guys are going to be centerpieces for my team for the next 5 to 10 years, because we've been doing this league for 6 years now. No signs of it ever coming to an end. I honestly love dynasty fantasy football more than regular. I love drafting a team and then being able to keep it. It is a lot of fun to keep up with, keep track, do a lot of trades as well. So yeah, had that last night. I'll be completely honest with you, I didn't know half of those guys that I drafted, Jaden Blue and Ollie Gordon. Didn't hear about them until 30 minutes before the draft, but hey, they're on my team now, so I am now fans of them. Well, let me know if you know anything about those guys. Let me know if you think that those were good picks or not. When you have 2 late picks, like this year's draft there were some good offensive players in there, of course, but it was very there was a good mix of like tackles, offensive, defensive linemen. Towards the end of the first round in this rookie draft, not many guys are left. So I'll take who I got. I'm pretty happy with my team where it's at. So I will gladly take on the new additions. And sticking with football, this isn't about fantasy football or anything. So me and my buddies are playing NBA 2K last night, and we were about to play Proving Ground. If you guys play NBA 2K, Proving Ground is a game mode. You can do 1v1, 2v2, 3v3, 5v5. You get the deal. We were in the lobby about to go in, and we look, to send invites. You see the list of the people who are in the lobby. Jonathon Brooks, running back for the Carolina Panthers. Every so often, we'll get like 2K developers, content creators, or athletes in our games. But it's always cool seeing like they have a little logo or like a little emoji, I guess you can say, next to it. So Jonathon Brooks just had a football next to his name. There was no confusion about it. It was definitely him. And my player, it was, if you guys play 2K, you get what I'm talking about. He was purple tier, and he was a 99 overall. He was nasty. His fucking guy, I was looking over his 2K card, disgusting. I wanted to take a picture of it. As soon as I took my phone out and backed out of the list of people in the lobby, he left, or he went into a game. So I can't proof that I was in a lobby with him, but take my word for it, I was. I'm working my way to the movie theaters this week because Thunderbolts and Sinners are two movies that I am dying to see and have gotten phenomenal reviews and ratings. Sinners been out for a few weeks. It has a 4.2 star rating on Letterboxd, which is really fucking good. It has 217,000 people that gave a 4-star rating, 221,000 for 4.5, and 276,000 people gave it 5 stars. I honestly didn't know much about it when the trailers were out. I didn't really check out the trailers or like look into the movie too much. I've seen it in passing, but I never like looked into it or was like super intrigued or interested by it. But now that it's out and I'm hearing what people are saying about it, it seems like it's a must-see movie. So I have to see that. Michael B. Jordan and Haley Steinfeld, I believe, are the two big names in this one. And Thunderbolts, Marvel, I haven't seen it, so I can't speak on it. But that is a movie that I've been hearing great things about, and Marvel needed it so bad. Since Endgame, they have put out some stinkers, and it's like, you got to give us something. You got to give us something to look forward to hope for the future. Thunderbolts, from what I'm hearing, is doing just that. It has a 3.8 average star rating. 126,000 people gave it a 4-star rating. Florence Pugh, Sebastian Stan, Julia Louis Dreyfus. I know she's I don't know how to pronounce her name, but I know she's from Seinfeld, and then David Harbour from Stranger Things. So it's a pretty good cast, to be honest with you. And they're calling themselves the New Avengers as well. I think I did enjoy the trailers. It did look good, but I wasn't getting my hopes up because I know how Marvel can be, and I didn't want to get my hopes up to be highly disappointed when I went to see the movie. So I'm happy to hear that's doing well. Need to see it for myself, though, because I don't trust Marvel right now. We're in a weird spot with Marvel, but if this movie does turn out, at least for me, to be good, then we are in a good place leading into Fantastic Four, leading into the new Avengers movies in the next upcoming years, So hopefully Marvel, we're getting back on track here. Let's talk some basketball. Let's talk some Boston Celtics, some NBA playoffs. The Celtics start the second round tonight against the New York Knicks, who just beat, when was their last game? The Pistons in game 6. So Pistons forced to game 6. I was really hoping they were going to steal one more and force it to game 7. Didn't happen. Celtics and Knicks, I feel like this was the matchup that we were anticipating in the second round. The Celtics beat the Knicks 4-0 in the season series. I do think the Knicks are going to get a few games on Boston. I think that this is going to be a 6-game series. I think there will be multiple games. I think there will be 2 games, where Jalen Brunson is going to do crazy stuff. Jalen Brunson is going to have like a 40-point night or something. There might be a night where there's a lot of free throws being taken, or there's questionable calls being made, or, playing in New York and stuff. I think that they will be able to get at least a win, 1 or 2 wins in New York, maybe even steal a win in Boston. Both crowds are going to be electric. I think it'll be a competitive series. I think each game will be close, but I've given you guys my predictions before. Celtics are going to win this series. I think that they are the better team, but the Knicks are going to make it challenging. We were supposed to play the Knicks last year. They lost to the Pacers in the second round. Brunson got hurt, so we were supposed to face them last year or face them this year. Should be a good one. Staying in the East Coast, we have the Cavaliers and Pacers. The Pacers actually won game 1 last night. No Darius Garland for Cleveland. If the Pacers can push that series, I still think Cleveland's going to win. But if the Pacers can push that series to like 6 or 7 games, that will help us out a lot. Really tire them out. And I'm not going to like discredit the Pacers. Like, I'm saying I still think Cleveland's going to win, but Indiana's had a really good second half of the season. Tyrese Halliburton's been playing super well. They have a really good group of guys, and they have a handful of guys that legitimately step up big time in the playoffs, and we're seeing that. I'm looking forward to the rest of this series. I think it will be very competitive throughout till the very end of it, whether it's Indiana or Cleveland that comes out on top. In the West, we have the Thunder versus the Nuggets. I believe that game is tonight. Russell Westbrook is can get 7 home games this series, going back home, facing the Thunder, his longtime team, his fan base. He's still so beloved there. I think that it'll be, I'm looking forward to seeing how Russell Westbrook plays this series because I think he could try and take over. Fuck it. Let Russ cook. I think the Thunder will win that series, though. And then we have the Timberwolves and Warriors. And this is going to be interesting. You got Rudy Gobert versus Draymond. You got Steph versus Anthony Edwards. You got Jimmy Butler in there. You can say versus Julius Randle, I guess. I think the Warriors are going to win this series, but I don't think the Timberwolves should not be pushed to the side. We can't discredit the Timberwolves. We can't look at them as pushovers. Like, oh, the Warriors are going to easily beat them. No, this could go to either team. I'm picking the Warriors because, they're vets, and I think that since getting Jimmy Butler, they've clicked. They've put it together, and I think they can pull this out. But at the same time, like, it would not shock me one bit if the Timberwolves did win this series, and maybe even in dominating fashion because they are younger. Anthony Edwards, like, you could argue Anthony Edwards is the best player in this series. I know Steph is Steph. But Anthony Edwards, 23 years old, much younger, more athletic. I don't know. This could be a big series for Anthony Edwards and how people look at him and where he ranks, in today's NBA. That'll be a really good series, but at the end of it, I think it'll be Celtics, Cavs, and then Warriors, Warriors, Thunder going into the conference finals for both conferences. These matchups should be great. Every matchup so far in the playoffs has been awesome. I expect nothing less here. So looking forward to the next round. Looking forward to the Celtics playing tonight in Boston. And we are going to jump into comments of the week, not sponsored by Chipotle. We're going to keep saying that comments of the week is not sponsored by Chipotle until we do get sponsored by Chipotle. Each day that passes, we're getting closer and closer and closer to that sponsorship. I can feel it. Chipotle. Let's make something happen. All right. First comment/question. Second try asking this one. Do you have any recommendations for chill, vibes-based hip-hop, stuff like Day and Night by Kid Cudi or Lupe Fiasco's Kick Push? I'm mostly a metal guy, but I want to broaden my horizons. That is a really good question. I think Kid Cudi is a great example for chill, vibes-based hip-hop. I also saw this comment last week. Unfortunately, I already had filmed the episode and stuff, so I couldn't get to the question. My bad. I love listening to I have a chill rap vibes playlist on Spotify that probably has like a few thousand songs on it, or no, probably just over 1,000. To me, it's just like the mood or like the vibe of the song, like how the beat is and stuff. Like I have a lot of Mac Miller on there. I have Russ on there. I have West Side Gun, Don Toliver, some J. Cole, but like it's very specific. Like I have a Love Yours on chill on this playlist, but not like Fire Squad or something like that. I have some Wiz Khalifa on here, some Mike Stud, SZA. I think she is amazing. Vince Staples. Who else do I have on here? Chill rap. Coda the Friend. I don't know if any of you guys are too familiar with Coda the Friend, but he is someone that I listen to. I used to listen to a whole lot more. I'm actually just starting to get into some of his newer music. It's been a little bit since I've listened to his newer stuff. Yeah, I mean, those are probably the biggest names that I would say. It's probably a lot more, but it really is just dependent on the vibe of the song. And like the artist like might not be known for having chill rap songs, but they might have that one song that's like, you can just relax to and stuff like that, if that makes sense. But I think Mac Miller would probably be my top answer of like, I have a lot of his songs in this playlist. West Side Gun, I probably would say are my, and Russ, I'd say those are my top three probably. Great podcast as a Celtics fan myself. Who would you rather face in the Eastern Conference Finals, assuming we make it? Cleveland or Indiana? Yeah, going back to some Celtics talk we had earlier, I would rather play Indiana. I don't want to view them as pushovers or say like, oh, I want to face them because we beat them so easily. I think it would be a competitive series. We did face them last year, and they almost took a handful of games from us. We swept them, but it easily could have been like a 6-7 game series. I think it would be a competitive series, but I'm more concerned about Cleveland beating us than I am Indiana. I think we can beat both teams without a doubt, but I think we'd have a better chance. We'd match up better against Indiana. In your opinion, what's the best way to convince some of my friends to at least start watching wrestling? It could be matches, promos, segments, PLEs/pay-per-views. In my opinion, it depends on your friend and, what they might prefer, what they're looking to get into. I think the best way to introduce friends into wrestling, or at least start watching wrestling, is show them super entertaining stuff. Like maybe show them segments or matches or promos featuring guys that they might know, like The Rock, Stone Cold, John Cena, because those are relevant today. And if you don't have to be a wrestling fan to know who those people are, I think showing a friend one of their matches, promos, skits, whatever, might be a good way of getting the foot into the door. And then you start introducing like more matches and like technical matches. Like, I don't know if you showed a non-wrestling fan like an insane 5-star technical match. Like, yes, it's a 5-star match. It's incredible. But that might not be like the most entertaining thing in the world to a non-wrestling fan, where I would rather show someone a WrestleMania 17 ladder match than a Kenny Omega versus Will Ospreay. And that is no disrespect to Kenny versus Will. I think if you're just starting off, you want to show something that's like super fast paced and energetic and, climbing ladders and jumping through tables. Like, I think that's what I would rather show my friends that are non-wrestling fans than, anything else. But that's just my opinion. But I would say at least go, start with people that they might know outside of the wrestling world. I think introducing them, showing them their stuff in the wrestling world that's the best way to do it. I'm not too sure if this question is too personal to ask, but what kind of car do you drive and what's your dream car? I currently drive a Toyota Corolla, but my dream car is a Jeep Wrangler. Jeep Wranglers, I think, are so beautiful. I love the look of them. I love the idea of having a Jeep with no roof in the summertime, driving around, the weather's beautiful. That is a huge goal of mine, and it's something cool to work towards. Like, building up to that, or like saving up to get a dream car, or like working towards something. It'll happen one day. I will get my hands on a Jeep Wrangler one day for sure. Can you drop your Dropkickd account? The world needs to see Dante's ratings. So if you guys don't know what Dropkickd, it's basically Letterboxd for wrestling matches and stuff. I haven't made an account yet. I did tweet about it, but I have not made an account yet. Once I do, I will drop it in the YouTube community or say it in a post or tweet it or whatever. Follow me on Twitter, Dante on Deck. Haven't made the account yet, but once I do, I will let you guys know, and we will be, we'll be able to see our match ratings and do all that fun stuff. I'm gonna pick a time at some point to go in and like actually rate as much stuff as I can, but I need to set aside like half a day. I feel like I'm gonna go crazy. That's what I did on Letterboxd when I first got it. I just spent hours and hours and hours looking for shows, looking for anything to add to the watch list to rate. I'm gonna do the same thing with Dropkickd. Like I said, I will add it, my name and everything in the community post or wherever once I make it, but I will be doing that soon. Hey Dante, love the channel / podcast. Who do you think should be the next WWE champion and the next world heavyweight champion? I appreciate that 5-star. Thank you for that. That very nice comment. I think the next WWE champion, not of who I think it should be, I think it's going to be Cody Rhodes. I think he's going to win it back from John Cena. I would love Drew McIntyre to be the one to dethrone Cena and take it off of him and kind of take him to that next level and really push him as a huge star, like a face of the company. I think it will be Cody, though. And then world heavyweight champion, of who I want and who I think it's going to be Seth. Seth Rollins should be the one to take down Jey Uso, being the head of this new group with Paul and Braun Breaker. Maybe more people, maybe not. But Seth Rollins needs to have a world championship on him. What's the one wrestler besides Jeff Hardy you wished they had a skin on Fortnite? I think it's very funny that you assumed that Jeff Hardy would be my number one choice of a wrestler having a skin on Fortnite, because you're correct. If I had to pick someone else, though, another wrestler I wish had a Fortnite skin. They just put The Undertaker in that I got. They put him and Cody Rhodes in. Who would be a cool... I mean, Seth Rollins, I think... Seth Rollins might be the answer, because think of all the outfits Seth Rollins could have. Because if you have the Seth Rollins skin, you got to give him at least like 3 or 4 different outfits to choose from. If it's like that, I'm going to say Seth Rollins. But at the same time, like, if you add wrestlers, you really could add in multiple outfits for each one, like that have different gear and stuff. Like Rey Mysterio would be cool. CM Punk would be very cool as well. Roman Reigns, I could see Roman Reigns being added because he's such a big name, of course. But I think Seth Rollins would be awesome to be in the game because of all the options you might be able to get with his outfits. Last question / comment we have. The audience has to know, what is Dante's Chipotle order? I thought you would never ask. I actually don't know if I've ever answered this or spoke about my Chipotle order on this podcast or anywhere else before. If I haven't, everyone lock in, buckle up. We're about to get deep. 95% of the time I get a bowl. The bowl is just a lot easier to eat, a lot cleaner, just a lot more organized. It's simpler. It's better for me. I get double chicken, rice, brown rice, pinto beans. Sometimes I'll get double rice, not all the time, but I'm double chicken, always get double chicken. So we get rice, beans, double chicken, double veggies. Now, when it comes to items you can add on that don't cost extra, if I can get double veggies and it doesn't cost me anymore, I'm fucking getting double veggies. Then we bring it over to the other side and I'm going to get guacamole, cheese, and what else am I going to get? Sometimes lettuce. Sometimes lettuce if I want to say I ate a salad for lunch so I can seem like I'm being healthy. But usually I think it's just guac and cheese. Yeah, I don't usually get salsa. Sometimes if I'm feeling a little spicy, see what I did there? I'll get salsa, but for the most part, I just stick with guac and cheese. So, bowl order, get the rice, brown rice, pinto beans, double chicken, double veggies, cheese, and then guacamole. There it is. Sometimes I'll get chips on the side to scoop it up if I'm extra hungry, because that's a treat in itself, being able to eat your Chipotle bowl with the chips. I always will get the glass Coke bottle. If I'm going to get a soda there, that's the soda that I'll be getting. And yeah, that's all we have. That's all the comments. I think that's all we have for topics. A little bit on the shorter side today because I don't have the movie reviews. Next week, I definitely will have at least one or two movie reviews for you. I will definitely be seeing one or both of Thunderbolts and Sinners. I have to. They're two of the best movies to come out this year. As people are saying, I have to see for myself. Thank you guys for being here. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Talk to Myself. If you are here on YouTube, please make sure to like, subscribe. If you aren't already, put down in the comments below any questions, comments, whatever you want to be featured on next week's edition of Talk to Myself. I will also be posting a Q&A thing in the community tab that I'll post at the end of the week so you can respond there as well. I'll be choosing comments from there from this video. If you're an audio only listener, please make sure to give me a 5-star review, rating, like, follow, all that stuff. Wherever you listen to your podcasts, I'm there. And yeah, however you listen to this, watch this, I appreciate your support no matter what. I hope you all have a great rest of the day. I hope you have a great rest of the week. We have some good stuff coming out this week. Episode 2 of Break It Down, my wrestling podcast, will be out this Wednesday. That will be a every Wednesday upload moving forward. Super excited to be talking wrestling again. I love this podcast to talk about, personal stuff and everything else, but I'm excited to jump back in and, talk wrestling weekly again. I missed it. That's why I brought it back. And that's why I'm going to be breaking down weekly wrestling shows. And that was kind of stupid. Check out Break It Down every single Wednesdays. Hope you guys have a great rest of the day. And I'll see you. Peace.